Should I follow you? All right. What is this place?
The Painted World. The work of Iris von Everec.
How'd you two get in here?
We exist in both worlds at once.
Strange place.
One born of Iris von Everec's dreams.
It existed only in her mind while she lived. In death, it gained substance.
Pretty fantastic tale. Hard as hell to believe.
Yet you'd best believe it, and be on your guard. The Painted World is rife with danger.
All right, this is lovely and all, but where's Iris?
You awoke her but for a moment. If you wish to speak to her, you must tear her from her slumber completely.
Sure, but how?
You're a tracker, right? Saw you examining the tracks outside.
Yeah, so?
This is a world built of memories blurred and wilting. Moments our mistress wishes to forget, but cannot.
You need to find them, restore them, summon the fears that torment Iris, and destroy them.
Easy to say.
Welcome to the Painted World of Iris, not to be mistaken for the Painted World of Ariamis from Dark Souls.
Spectres of Olgid and his wife. But why aren't they moving?
This is a memory.
But it's incomplete, blurred. You must peer closely and restore it.
And in this particular Painted World, to let Iris fully rest in peace, we must remove all fear that she had during death. She died engulfed in fear and anguish, and hence her wraith roams the world as it is. So hopefully what we want to do is to find her within. We summoned a ghost, but the ghost went into her painted world, so I'm assuming that the ghost wants us to take care of all the bad things that happened to her before we can actually get the chance to speak with her. It's an interesting take on things. Usually with different wraiths, whether they be noon wraiths or ordinary wraiths, there were different ways in which we used to move the wraith away from this world into another and let the soul rest and pass in peace.
Probably not right.
And in that particular case, we're going to do the same thing with Iris here. In this particular painted world, this apparently is a world in which she envisioned while she was still alive. She was an artist. She used to paint different myriads of portraits. She used to paint Olgate von Everec. She used to paint the manor. She used to paint different things in her life. And in this particular case,
probably not right.
This, I would assume, is all her thoughts of what she was when she was living finally manifest in her death.
We should get a dog. Or a dog and a cat. Even better. When the rain comes, the dog will warm my feet and the cat will play with a ball of yarn by the fire. What do you think? Are you even listening?
Apologies, dear. Had my mind on my book.
Is it that terribly absorbing?
Yes, terribly. Know what? Let's go inside.
Why? It's lovely out here. The birds singing, the bees buzzing. Blissful, really.
Sorry, dear. I feel unwell. I'll go in. You stay a while longer.
And like we were warned by the dog and the cat, the painted world is rife with danger. I don't know what my sword was going to do against a hive of a swarm of bees, but of course Igni to their rescue. They will deal damage to you, of course.
What is that? Another memory?
No, a nightmare.
A fear embodied, which sooner or later you will have to confront.
And now we have to be very careful in this painted world, because apparently the fears that Iris had within her life, though all her memories may be here hazy but somewhat intact, also all her fears are now manifesting themselves in different things. So for example, Iris did have a fear of spiders, hence why we have wraiths and specters of spiders coming to try and kill us, amongst other fears within her life that have manifested themselves into different bodies.
Another memory. Come on, come closer.
So we sadly have to fight them all. You can't actually just run away and go from memory to memory. And like I said, this DLC is rife with monsters that can apparently all one-hit you. It doesn't seem like there's a hierarchy between fodder, lower level monsters, higher level monsters, and then bosses. It seems like everything really is a boss in this DLC. Fair and fine. The Witcher has been a franchise that's been known for its difficulty, and I appreciate difficulty in games, but I would like to welcome you to watch my previous video and listen to what I had to say about difficulty in video games and how I feel it should be done. Not the lazy approach that most people take. I guess it is easier to program and it's easier to make the algorithm for it when it comes to just enhancing damage values and life values and defensive values. It's very easier to do as compared to actually creating a semi
Your health, my dear wife.
And
semi-AI.
yours, my husband.
In my land, custom calls that newlyweds be greeted with bread and salt. But we're alone for now.
I need none but you. Oh, if only this moment could last forever.
I shall see what I can do. But come in and see our home.
Gladly, but I know this sounds silly, yet the house has sat empty for so long and I'm...
Afraid of spiders? I know. I swept them all up and tossed them in the garden.
My knight, you've seen to everything.
Ah, damn it all.
Yeah, things just keep on getting tough, but anyway. Hopefully you learn from all my mistakes and not have to make them yourself. Now, as I was talking about difficulty in video games, wow, that's all my life gone. I would wish that more people took a different approach to dealing with higher difficulty levels, whether it be modal or organic difficulty within a video game. I would wish that they at least took. How did I not die? I didn't even have coin on. Yeah, but anyway, I hope that they take a more reinforced that different types of machine learning that are used for different things in life, and one in particular thing that I wish they would incorporate into designing AI for video games is I wish they would use reinforced learning for the AI, or should I say the algorithms of the computer when it's fighting against you. In the previous episode, if you have the time to see it, please do. I was talking about how difficulty in video games sometimes isn't done the way I would wish it were to be designed. I would rather have a situation in which, with the higher levels of difficulty or with the number of repetitions that you do. So for example, if I fight a boss right now in normal difficulty, if let's just say I keep on dying, with each attempt that I take on the boss's life, I wish there was a way to make it learn from my patterns. I wish it learned that, for example, if I move into the boss fight and instantly my first thing is to cast Quen without even moving, as soon as the cutscene ends, I cast Quen and start the boss fight. I wish that the next time I come to the boss room, for example, if I die or maybe I come on the next difficulty level, I wish the game would have learned that this guy has a trend of casting Quen as soon as the boss starts. So what can the boss do to counter this? Give the boss a probability, a chance to cast a ranged attack at the beginning of the fight, or give the boss a probability to lunge straight at the player so that the player has to be more defensive as compared to doing something so reckless as to just casting Quen instantly without seeing what the boss's actions are actually going to be at the beginning of the fight. That way, since it's learned that I've done Quen, it can have a chance. It may lunge at me, it may throw a projectile at me, or it may just continue the way it was in the beginning, hence giving it a little bit more depth into the fight. So now the boss knows I always love casting Quen, so as soon as it sees the fight start, ranged attack, boom, it breaks my Quen shield. Now we're back to even again, which is an advantage for the boss because Quen nullifies damage and the boss's objective is to kill the player at all times. So in that particular case, I hope, like with time, as time goes on and programming gets more advanced, and of course people become more advanced as well as a whole, I hope that they find ways to really, well, there's no real necessary way to make artificial intelligence in the sense that you find a way to create a player-like thinking for the bosses and enemies, which I guess would be nice, but you don't really need to even take it that far. There are just a few more minor tweaks and things that could be done to make difficulty feel more organic as compared to just put more stats on it, let it one-shot you, the boring way of doing harder difficulty. But anyway.
A lavish feast, trying to impress the guests. Silver thread, pearls, it all must have cost a fortune. Seen this hairbrush. It was in bad shape in the real world. Just a little different than the painting.
Let's see how the painting's actually like. Two sets of candles lit. The fire is also lit. People are eating, well, people are talking and there's food on the table. That's the general gist. But of course I didn't.
Castel Ravello, a Toussaint wine. Expensive.
When I was playing, I didn't really pay attention the first time I went to the photo. So let's see, what exactly did I do? Did I even understand what was going on? No. I actually think I was just moving around checking what to do.
Lit in the painting, but that's not all.
And then of course I made the mistake of lighting the third one. And we check the image. We can see the actual fire, the bonfire is lit. And boom, 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 boom. I should extinguish that, but for some reason I wasn't paying attention to it. And go here, light the fire by the fireplace.
Burning in the painting. Still something missing though.
What we're actually trying to do here is to try relive all of the main memories that Iris painted into this main diagram so as to finally meet her. And I guess we'll get
Darling, is everything all right?
an idea of what was going on.
You seem pale, out of sorts. Everything's fine, really. But why don't you tell me how you fare? I'm ever so happy to see you. Except, why didn't Grandmama and Grandpapa come?
It's a long, rugged journey. Muddy.
They still refuse to meet me. Is that it? And what's this?
We brought some of Iris's things. Her favorite brush, her cherished doll, and this for you.
Banknotes.
We paid off your debts, bought them out, to avoid bringing shame to the family.
So nice of Mama and Papa to remember me.
Olgierd. Now you see his true nature? I warned you before the wedding. A ruffian and a boor who keeps the company of bandits. Are you not afraid to live under one roof with that rabble?
More specters have appeared. Don't know of who though. But just enough to populate the area.
Not you again. Don't like this place.
Funnily enough, the manor is very dark. I don't know if it was like this all the time.
The bedchamber.
But we found Iris's bedchamber. Hopefully we'll be able to recreate this particular moment in her life
Gone.
and see what exactly had happened.
Towel stained with blood.
You can see Olgierd here washing his hands.
Probably not right. Blood stains. Someone washed their hands, then wiped them dry on that towel.
What time is it?
It's late. Sleep.
Up all night in your study again, I see. What have you got on your hands?
Nothing. Got a bit dirty, that's it.
Is that blood? Have you hurt yourself?
Ink stains. I was writing letters. I shall go to Oxenfurt soon. Perhaps you'd come with me.
Oh, that's a marvelous idea. A trip would do us both so much good.
Then it's decided. Now, time for bed. I'm exhausted.
I shan't fall asleep now. It's out of the question. Come, I shall finish your portrait.
Another blurred memory. Fresh, as if someone just rinsed it. She painted Olgierd, but the details are off. Living Tableau's missing something. Living Tableau's gotta look just like the painting. Still not right. Living Tableau's gotta look just like the painting. This goes here. Still not right. Living Tableau's gotta look just like the... Fits, I think. Here. Maybe on this side. Finally, just like the picture.
Smile a bit wider.
Like this?
You were meant to smile, not bare your teeth. No, still wrong. Smile like you did when Papa agreed we could marry. Please? You're useless. I can tell something's bothering you.
I've a bit of work I should see to.
Again? Olgierd, we agreed not to keep any secrets from one another. We promised.
Forgive me. I don't wish to discuss this.
Olgierd. Olgierd!
What? I just noticed that there's actually a set of Nilfgaardian uniform right there in that room. I hadn't noticed it while I was playing. I don't know why it's actually there. Was Iris or Olgierd? Actually, the parents did visit, and I'm sure maybe one of Iris's parents could have had some affiliation with Nilfgaard. But anyway, that's not really the point at hand. Can see that Olgierd is keeping secrets to Iris. Probably doesn't want to tell her what's troubling him, what's the main problem. I don't know, maybe we could get a little information as to probably how he met Gonta or Dim.
Master von Evereck's study. Here he immersed himself in the arcane arts.
Pentagrams here to bind summoned beings. Lines aren't all clear, though. Need chalk to fix them, then I can set out the candles.
You need to fix this one particular memory.
Chalk. Blood? For some kind of magic, I bet.
Like I was talking about the story of Dr. Faust and Pan Twandalski. Both were knowledgeable men, very smart, very intelligent, and they were scholars, and soon they were driven to make deals with the devil. We can see a pentagram on Olgierd's floor. We've seen blood in a bottle, and even Geralt said was probably to parley with demons. So this is the particular part in which we'll probably
Black
see
magic.
Olgierd.
That should do it. Now for the candles. How about this?
Come back! We must talk!
Go away. I wish to be alone.
Not this time! Come out at once!
Leave me be. I merely want to work in peace. What other spell must I use, damn it? I've tried them all. I wish to end our pact. I summon thee! Damn it! Here, quickly! The flames! Douse the flames!
I did not expect that.
Apparently Olgate started a fire trying to summon demons. Now we'll have to venture into a memory within a memory to escape this fire. Into the winter, when Olgate lost everything.
A raging blizzard. Gotta find shelter. Get inside.
It was a raging blizzard apparently. We don't know how they managed to survive, but they definitely left people out to die. It was a matter of survival, I guess. But ruthless nonetheless to let your servants and probably fellow neighbors die during such a winter.
And her father. Drained to the last drop. A knife covered in blood. Guess Olgierd got the scars on his shoulders that winter. A beer tankard, but there was vodka in it. So this is when he started smoking. So that's how he whiled away the long winter evenings. A marriage contract between Iris and Olgierd.
It doesn't seem like there's anything else back here. Probably the contract in the man's hand.
Her father must have been holding the contract.
Furthermore, it is agreed that Iris shall be accorded the respect she is owed, that you shall heed her counsel and requests, and...
Get to the point, Father. My patience runs thin.
Gladly. On Iris's request, I declare this marriage null and void.
You vowed to remain with me till death do us part.
And I've held to my vow. The Olgierd I married is no more.
Breaking a word once given does not come that easy. Believe me. You shall stay here. Forever.
Enough! You will not command us. You will...
Father! Father! No!
Servant, take this carcass and feed it to the beasts.
As you can see, it seems that initially, I guess this is the point of this entire painted world is, initially we saw that, like Iris said when she was trying to paint him, try to look.
Never ceased to be human.
Though he still loved his wife.
No, he merely remembered that he should love her.
Let's go upstairs.
Let's see. As I was saying, Olgierd and Iris seemed to love each other, but as time went on and as more parleying with demons occurred, Olgierd became quite the beast. And that's when things went south. It was all due to the pressures that Olgierd had for money, for glory, for wealth, so that he may retain his influence and his marriage to Iris, because Iris's parents wanted the best for her, and they wanted her to be married to a wealthy man. So I guess maybe initially it was love, but as time went on, it was through whatever means necessary to keep his influence and power. And that's why Olgierd started to do crazy and probably insane things just to retain it. Through his work with demons, as you can see, he even started creating different beasts to serve them. These became his servants.
I think this was yours.
And the caretakers here as well.
Perfect match. You actually ate from these bowls?
Of course not. I already told you, we're not animals.
But the caretaker would set them out all the same, as ordered.
Another monstrosity. I begged you to stop this. Those two are too many as it is.
The dog and cat keep you company. This one will protect you, care for the house, no matter what happens.
Before, I wished to know what was going on in that head of yours. I thought perhaps I could help. Now, I care not the slightest what you think or how you feel.
I feel nothing.
Just as I no longer know if I still hate you. Go, Olgierd. I want you out of my sight.
Olgierd von Everec failed to understand we'd never be able to replace him.
His spectre now casts a shadow over Lady Iris's every remembrance. We're almost at our journey's end.
What's there?
Iris von Everec's greatest fear.
My dearest wife, letters from Olgierd to Iris. Were I only as skilled with words as I am with my blade, especially now, when an icy void grips my heart. I see how you look at me, and I see you wither. I cannot help you, but I believe I can cease harming you. This letter and this rose are my farewell. May you live in health, and remember but the good times, Olgierd.
Apparently, Iris's greatest fear in the end was her own husband, Olgierd. She didn't know what he had become. I guess dealing with demons, conjuring demons, creating demons, black arts, magic, witchcraft, all the evils you can think of. A heart of stone. It would make sense that she didn't know what to do with them anymore. In this particular case, this boss fight was tough. I believe I died at this boss 2 or 3 times. It was quite a lot and I was getting frustrated with it. Yeah. I believe, if I remember correctly, I'm playing at the second hardest difficulty, not the hardest one, I think. Not too sure. Could be the hardest. No, it's the second hardest difficulty. He deals a lot of damage, Olgierd. He deals way too much damage, especially as you kill the specters. It's one of those, with each specter you kill he gets gains a new ability and a damage buff. So you have to be careful. So initially what you can do is you can either counter by parrying, or you can evade and then go in for the counter hit and riposte him for some good damage. But as the specters go on, they gain more abilities that they can of course use to kill you. They get a damage buff, which is never good for you, because the day Olgierd hits you with the charged strong attack is the day you're gonna know what Olgierd can do. And also, when you evade and go for the counter hit, the problem with that is you don't actually get normal damage. When you evade and go in, he starts blocking, but then after he blocks, I believe, 4 of your attacks, he then goes into an animation where he throws, I don't know if it's a stone at you, to try break your attack pattern. And then during that time, he'll charge up a strong attack, which does ridiculous amounts of damage. Quen can't save you from that strong attack. I believe Quen reduces that strong attack by like half, and you still take the other half, the other 50% or maybe even 40% of the damage. but it does a lot of damage. Try to your best to avoid that strong attack. It's really good. So the last segment of his life bar is, I believe, the hardest part, because the last two specters have access to the strong attack and they can't be easily riposted. It's really difficult. The only other way I believe you could do it is if you parried the strong attacks, but there is one problem with that. If you parry the strong attack, then you'll be able to riposte and do good damage. That's fine. You probably do about 1,000 to 2,000 damage with each parry and riposte that you do. That's all fair and fine. But the problem is, if you miss the parry though, you take the full brunt of the strong attack, and that's at least a quarter of your life gone. At least with Quen on, a quarter of your life will go. So you can only take about 4, maybe 4.5 hits. Yeah, it was really tough. And initially I was dying because of the fact that I couldn't accept the fact that the guy had ridiculous damage. You just have to accept that this guy can kill you and just be patient. Being patient and watching what the enemy does actually teaches you a lot, and saves you a lot of life. But within the first times I was just trying to experiment with different spells, different science, trying to kill him quickly, because I always fall into this trap when I'm recording. I always want to do things not as fast as possible in terms of speed running the game, but I want to do it as fast as possible just to make the video just a little bit shorter. You know, why make a 1 hour long video when you can make a 40-minute video? You know, you can save time. Just kill the boss fast, kill the enemies fast, kill everything fast, and then get to the story bits. But the problem is, some bosses have different rhythms and different methods of fighting. Every time I play a game and I'm recording it, chances are it will be my first playthrough, just like this DLC. I hadn't actually played this DLC ever before, or I've never actually seen any videos of it. So this is my first time seeing this boss fight against Olgate. So I don't know these methods, I don't know these rhythms. So most of the time I'm just winging it and guessing what's gonna happen, which results in a lot of dying if I'm not being patient. That was close.
That's a dangerous man you've chosen to deal with, Witcher.
But just like Olgate is saying to us here, that's a dangerous man you came to deal with. And this is talking about Gonta Odim, potentially evil incarnate, the devil himself. But can't say for certain just yet. I wonder what it would have been like if Gonta Odim never came to us at the boat to try reel us into this contract of his. If we had actually made it to Ophir and tried to get our way. I guess it could have been like a good alternative to the DLC. Geralt gets arrested, taken to Ophir, you break out of a prison, you try make allies, and then you, I don't know, either escape from Ophir, or you can even defeat the monarch there, the dynasty, the king of the prince, everything, and then make your escape. Then people have a newfound fear for the Witcher. It would have actually been quite cool. I wouldn't have minded seeing that. But I guess the whole Gonta Odim making deals with the devil thing is a much more interesting and much more demonic way of doing things. To be honest with you, this particular part when I was playing this Painted World of Iris, it was very dark. The emotions and pictures that they try portray are very dark indeed. It's not something I would let anyone just play. I don't know. It will leave you a little bit uneasy. But as you can see, as I was saying, the last two specters, especially the last one, it's very difficult for me to get that last little bit of damage. But we will sidestep and sidestep until I end up falling asleep doing this commentary. I don't know. I wonder when I actually killed this guy.
You're not him.
Wait, I want to talk.
Not here. Not in this place. I'm sorry. I mistook you for another.
For Olgierd?
I thought he'd returned. To me.
What are you? A ghost? An illusion?
I am sadness.
Saw you before, but you weren't yourself. And I saw you again in your memories.
We've met. I don't recall. I had bad dreams. That is all I know.
I've come for the violet rose Olgierd gave you.
On the day we saw one another for the last time, I dried it and placed it in our chamber, at my bedside. I lay there for days, staring at it, until at last it crumbled into dust, as did I soon after.
So, the rose is gone?
Not from this world. Look, you buried my body and the flowers bloomed once more. And I was held in a deep, dark sleep. Only now have I awoken, just like my beautiful rose. When you placed the hairbrush on my grave, I remember brushing my hair while Olgierd watched in silence. Tell me, how is Olgierd? Healthy? Does he fare well?
Your husband's got a powerful enemy. Gaunter O'Dim. Know the name?
I curse the day I first heard it.
Who is he, and how'd he step into your lives?
It's my fault. It was for me Olgierd summoned the Man of Glass. And it was my fault he wished for riches, then immortality for us both. Olgierd will best O'Dim, won't he? Now tell me, how is my husband?
Your husband hunts out ever stronger sensations. He tempts fate, because at heart he's unhappy.
At heart he is stone, so nothing has changed. And did Olgierd mention me? What did he say?
Not much, but I didn't ask about you. He just sent me to retrieve the rose.
The rose? The last I have left of him? His last gift?
Got a feeling the rose is important to you, more than a memento.
I remember so little. Yet when I think of my rose, I begin to recall what was. The world around me turns real, and my eyes open wide and I recognize things. Remember who I am and who I was.
Friend once told me about a case like this. Could be strong emotions that bind you to the rose, feelings we witchers call pins. They're what keeps you in this world.
Like an insect pinned in a collection case. Horrible.
Need to be honest, if I take the rose, you might cease to exist, as might the world you built around you.
And what will happen then? Shall I be free of the suffering, the sadness? Is it the void that awaits?
I don't know.
I don't wish to suffer any longer, but I fear there will be cold and darkness until there is nothing at all.
I need the rose. Will you give it to me?
It's so fragile. Look, the petal edges have turned crimson, as they were on the day I received it. The one thing missing is the single drop of dew which slid down the leaf when I took the rose in hand. Or was it blood? Because I pricked my finger. I can't remember. You know, I never did read the letter from Olgierd. I didn't have to. And I needn't have kept the flower he left me. I've come to a decision. I shall give you the rose.
Our service thus ends. Thank you, stranger, for freeing us.
Before we go, some advice. Beware of the one called the Man of Glass. Stand in his way, and you'll meet a fate worse than death. Seek salvation in glass that can't be broken.
Glass that can't be broken?
So long.
I'll remember you, Iris von Everec.
That no longer matters. Farewell.
And thank you for watching The Painted World of Iris, The Black Cat and the Dog. I'll see you next time in our final episode, and I hope that you enjoyed what has come.